got my blood drawn for this pre-op.
What's up?
And now they ate without me, so now we've got to pull up and get me something to eat because somebody
Watch your hands.
didn't get me something to eat. But it's okay. It's all love. And then we're going to go home and take this good family nap. And then I'm gonna keep prepping for baby Jade coming. I think I gotta just finish our bags. All that jazz. Welcome back to another video. If you're new, we're on the road to 2K, so go ahead and join today by clicking that red subscribe button. I was very hesitant on whether I should be doing a VBAC or a C-section. That was my whole dilemma, my whole pregnancy. I was back and forth about it because I had twins. They were suggesting I have another C-section, but I know I'll have successful VBACs. And I was just kind of like, I don't know, because there was a lot when I did my research of people who did a whole labor, 24 hours, 48 hours, and still ended up going into an emergency C-section. The emergency C-section I had, I wouldn't call it traumatic, but it was a lot going on. So I was very timid on do I want to do another one? But women have done them, made it alive, and been fine. Went with the scheduled C-section. First thing, I feel like it was a lot less hectic than an emergency C-section. I feel like a lot of things went wrong and it was just very rushed. The only thing that had me timid about it was that my OBGYN was second C-section can hurt a little bit more as far as recovery goes. And she was very honest. I really liked her. I had great care with her. I was with her all 9 months basically, and she was amazing, had great bedside manners, so I was very comfortable with her. The actual C-section was scheduled for 6:45. At 4:45 a.m. on the day she was born, my husband had to be at the hospital, so 2 hours prior, so they could do IV, get liquids and fluids. It went by super fast. I was just why they need 2 hours? But when I got there, I see, because you have to fill out paperwork, you have to get them, and I'm gonna insert the clip about the IV because that's the most stressful part. That's one of the most stressful parts of getting a scheduled C-section or a surgery, period. We got there, signed papers, my IV in. That was a terrible thing. They poked me. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 pokes that I can still see in both of my arms because the lady was confused, and I knew she was confused when she couldn't figure out how to type stuff in the computer and what to click. And I was like, Lord, I can't. I can't. But I tried to go with the flow, be nice, what you do. But there was another nurse there, and she was looking at her girl, do you get it together? And I was she was just giving the vibe of let me make sure she good. I rock with her. I like her. And so, is that old? Does that make me old saying I rock with her? Wait, she moving. Okay, first of all, there's no need for, show my eyeballs. That's one. Back up. There's no need, back up. I don't need it to us, thank you. For me to be poked 3 times, 3 whole times. Back up, baby. Just don't be every day.
Alright, babe. How you feeling? They got you all hooked up?
Yeah, they poked me 2 times.
No, you always had a problem with your veins.
No, I don't. When I go
every time we
get blood drawn, because they don't be knowing what they doing. Ooh.
She kicking?
Well, it feels like a contraction.
But you hooked up though.
Yeah, 3 times.
Words?
Not right now. Just this IV hurt, that's all. It still hurt where she messed up. Yeah. They was confused. The lady was like, you just have really great veins, but it looks like they're blowing. What does that even mean? You think I know what that means? And what are you doing? That means you don't know what you're doing. Because I've never had anybody say oh, your veins are blowing. but you have great veins. Doesn't make sense. I can see if you couldn't find it, maybe. So she poked me, had to go get a whole nother nurse. I think she did it twice, and I was like, Lord help me. At this point, I just want an actual phlebotomist to do what they need to do, because clearly they're certified in this. After they did my IV, you know, I had to sign papers consenting to the surgery and all of the side effects that can come with it, or there could be a transfusion, things that could happen with it. By the time they did all that, my husband put his outfit on. Just like last time, it was very similar, just a lot smoother. Epidural person came in and she had me like sit on the edge of the bed. I don't have pictures of this, of course, because I was like clearly didn't have, I don't think I had clothes on. Yeah, I didn't have clothes on. I had to open my gown in the back. And when I say I almost thought I was gonna pass out, because the first time I didn't really know what to expect, but this time I knew. So when she told me, y'all, she put that in. No, first when she walked in, I said, you've been doing this a long time? She was like, yeah, many years. I was like, okay, so you know what you're doing? She was like, yes. Sitting on the edge of the bed, she like puts it in, and she's like, you're gonna feel a sensation, you know, like epidural numbs you waist down. Y'all, that was the worst part ever. That's next to the IV, because when she said, she was like, you're gonna feel it in your left leg. Ooh, it hurts so bad, because it's like a tingly, tighten up feeling, but it hurts like you feel it in your muscle. It's so hard to explain, but it hurts. And I was just like, whoo, like, Lord help me. And then finally it went numb. So one of the things with the epidural last time for me, it did not work. Like, they kept trying to give it to me, pump me up, and I just still kept feeling everything. So I had to be asleep for the boy surgery. This time, you know, the doctor explained like, you'll be awake. I can't remember why she chose epidural over spinal tap, because usually you get one or the other, but I got the epidural. And when I did the epidural, I was just afraid, because I was like, I don't want to feel anything. Like, don't be trying to slice me open, you know. And so we waited maybe 4 or 5 minutes, if that, for it to get numb. And they was like, all right. They used ice to see if I felt how the difference in the cold of the ice on my arm versus like on my leg. And I definitely did. And I was just like, wait, let's just double check. And she was like, okay, I'll give it a couple minutes. Do you feel the difference? And I'm like making sure, like, yeah, it's definitely different. So it's not as cold on my leg, because I was like going numb down there or whatever. And then they had to put the catheter in, which the first time that was painful too, but this time it wasn't, because I was actually numb. So they put the catheter in, and then after that they were like, all right, we're ready, let's roll you back. And I was like looking at the clock like, dang, we ready already. So my OB had came in before all of this and explained it to you know, the surgery to me. And she was just like, you have any questions? And I was just like, no, I think I'm good, you know. But y'all, when they rolled me in there, I was like, yeah, I just want to go to sleep. I changed my mind, like, just knock me out, give me the gas, whatever you need to do. And she was like, you're gonna be fine, it's gonna be okay. I was like, you can't put me to sleep. She was like, no ma'am, like, I cannot at this point. Oh y'all, when they first, like, it's a crazy feeling. So when they first did it, like, they cut me, like, they kept making sure, like, can you feel this, can you feel this? And I'm like, no, I can't feel anything. Oh y'all, they cut me open. And then I felt like they were like explaining, I was holding on tight to the nurse. My husband was on the right side, the nurse was on the left. She was kind of walking me through what was going on, which was super cool. I was squeezing her hand tight, and then I was squeezing Emmanuel's hand tight. He's in my ear, like trying to walk me through, like, he's not looking this time. He saw it last time, but this time he didn't. He was sitting down and he's trying to tell me to breathe through it, like super reassuring, super husband-like. And in my head, I'm just like, I really can't stand you, because like this, we're here now because of like you, but really not you, but really us. But I was just like, yeah. But of course, I appreciated him being by my side. Then I felt them tugging her out, and I was like, ha, you know. So like, you literally feel them like pulling her, like literally feel them pulling her, like, but you just feel the tugging or whatever. And in my, I'm just like, whoo, like, hi, and like, when is this over? So then they finally took her out, and I'm surprised I remember all this, to be honest, but they took her out, took a little minute, and then the surgery was really quick. They took her out, they presented her, my husband said, like Simba from Lion King. I just remember them being like, okay, now we're gonna roll you to, you know, postpartum room. And that part, I just remember them rolling me over the bumps in the hospital and being in the elevator, like, whoo. And I had like an epidural pain thing, which is basically fentanyl. and I would press that button and it was supposed to like relieve the pain, which it did help, but I was just like, ooh, like, yeah, your girl cut open and sliced open and I am feeling the pain. I'm really not like a medicine person, and even my OB knew that. She was like, I know you're not like a medicine person, but you probably gonna want some throughout this process. It just went so much smoother than last time. Like, I felt like everybody knew what they was doing, everybody was in the right places, everybody wasn't confused. So I'm really grateful and thankful for that. Giving her like a bath, and you know, we're taking pictures and just looking at her. After that, we went to like the actual room where I was there for I think it was either 4 days or 5. I think it was 4. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It was 4 days. When I had to get up, that was the worst part last time. But I think the issue was I wasn't on as much medication as I was this time, because I was just like anticipating that pain. Last time I cried, like it hurt, like I got up and felt every ounce of pain, every cut, every like whatever. But this time it wasn't as bad as I thought. And what helped was the key was the lady was like, use your knees to get up, do not use your abdominal muscles, like don't use your stomach, use your knees. And I think that helped a lot. And I had about like, it was 3 of it, like my husband and 2 nurses, and you best believe I was like, I need everybody help, everybody come on, let's go. So I got up, and that was like, you know, to get up, go to the restroom. They want you to, you know, pee. They want you to start like walking around. So it was definitely a painful process. And I would say like mostly recover by 2 weeks for sure, but it took time. And you start off walking like grandma, and then you back to regular. I'm glad that I had like him and then my mom, because it's hard to get up and be like, oh, let me get the baby out of the thing. I think that's definitely the downfall of a C-section, is like you're not like boom, I'm up walking, I'm up doing what I need to do, da da da. Like it's a lot slower with C-section. It's hard to shower, it's hard to use the restroom, stand up, sit down. It's hard to like really maneuver and turn your body. It just takes just a man.
Hey guys. It's your husband. I've been deep in that word today, baby. Just been deep. I just been studying the word today, and I just want to give your subscribers a word for this magnificent Saturday. Do you date your times?
No.
Doesn't matter.
No.
For this day here. So, you know, out of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it's the chapter is on. It's basically saying there's a time for everything. Mm-hmm. And that's something that me and you talk about. Mm-hmm. The time of moving, time of growing, elevating. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to have our downturns. You know, we'll have the roller coaster going to eventually stop. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The roller coaster's going to stop. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You know, we talked about this. Mm-hmm. About, you know, things that go on in life. Yeah. Marriages, business, family, all that stuff. So Ecclesiastes 3, for everything there's a season and a time for every matter under heaven. You know what's crazy about this this chapter here? I just opened the Bible and it came, you know, because you know we've been talking about some things lately, and I just opened the Bible and it came to this. I feel like this was a sign from, you know, God saying, hey, read this, understand this, interpret it, put it in your soul, express it to your wife. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to read this to your subscribers. So Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
You better read this whole paragraph.
For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill, a time to be healed, a time to break down, a time to build up. Those are just a couple of the verses. I know you got a video of this shit. So I want everybody out there to understand. There's a time in the midst of what you're going through, understand that there's ups and downs, there's peaks and valleys. You know, there's mountains and the ground. You know what I'm saying? You could be on top of Stone Mountain one day, you could be riding the train around Stone Mountain the next day. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So understand that whatever you're going through, whether it's a good time or a bad time, it will probably cease. Mm-hmm. But enjoy it. What's one of my favorite things I like to tell you?
A man is not.
No, that pertains to this.
What is it, babe?
One of my favorite things I like to tell myself and tell my wife Jazz: enjoy the process. Going through, no matter what we're practicing, what we're trying, new things that we're trying to do, we just gotta enjoy the process. Enjoy the process, because there's a time for everything.
Are we gonna have a time to be rich?
Yes, it's coming.
Okay.
A time to be poor and a time to be rich. A time for war, a time for peace, a time for love, and a time for hate. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
We need this in our house, posted up somewhere.
Yeah, you want to rip it up, bro?
No, don't take the page out.
Oh,
I think we need like get something printed and put in a frame. I like that.
You like
I
that,
really
right?
do like that. Yeah.
Like I said, I just
came across
it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow,
it was perfect for what we got going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so I just want to give you some motivation, baby. Keep doing what you do. Give your subscribers what they need. All right. Because just like the verse say, there's a time for quiet. There's a time for posting a bunch of content for your subscribers. All right. So.
Okay.
All right.
Love you guys.
Amen.
Amen. Love you too. So then family, of course, came to visit. But overall, I would say planned C-section, depending on your OBGYN, is clearly not going to go the same for every single person. She had been in the game for 10 years. And I don't know, something about every appointment that I just felt comfortable with her. We related on a lot. She has twin girls. I have twin boys. And she just was, even though y'all know like pregnancy appointments be like 3 minutes, but like we would be in there chit-chatting it up. And it was just something about her. And I even prayed about it that was like, she know what she doing, like she got this, you know what I mean? But if she would be like hesitant, like I don't know, maybe we could see, then I would have been like next. Like I just really had to use my feminine intuition on making that decision, honestly. And it did not go as terrible as I thought. And you know, God was on my side for real. But outside of that was basically a planned C-section. And if you're thinking about it, I would say don't do too much research. Don't, you know, get too much anxiety about it. Don't, you know, if that's the route you think you should take or that you feel like is best. I just felt like it was best because last time I had got to 6 centimeters and I was like, nah, y'all not gonna have me for 72, 24, 48, 80 hours being induced, because being induced is painful too, and that Pitocin be hitting y'all. That Pitocin, which makes it basically, if you don't know what Pitocin is, it makes the contractions come and be stronger. And the fact that I had got to 6 centimeters was cool and all, but I was just like, yeah, it's been 2 days and I'm still at 6 centimeters and I wasn't progressing. I didn't really want to take that risk. And then you're continuously, whatever you're taking in, you're continuously giving it to your baby. So that was the emergency versus the schedule. I just think that, you know, it's not a lot of like content or videos about that C-section or planned C-section. Like, of course, I'm not saying if you can go all natural and you have, you know, like a doula, I feel like if you have a lot of support to do a VBAC and, you know, throughout your labor and you really are trusting in that provider and they've like had a lot of successful ones, for sure do a VBAC. Like that's the route. But this is just the one that I decided to go with. This is what I was comfortable with. And other than that, it's all hard. Nobody gets more kudos, nobody gets more because they did a VBAC or a C-section. Like we should all just love on each other. It shouldn't be like I'm better than you, you're better than me, because that's not the case. We all just out here trying to bring life into the world. We just should, you know, support each other and not be bashing each other because one person chose another. I feel like in motherhood it's so much like shame that can occur, and you gotta just, whatever choice you choose, whether it's breastfeeding or formula, like you choose breastfeeding and I choose formula, or I choose breastfeed, like I'm not better than you, you're not better than me. It just has to, competition has to stop. Like that's not what it is. Motherhood is already, has its great joys, but it's not easy, you know what I mean? So I think mom should just be a lot more supportive. But anyway, that's my little 2 cents on motherhood. If you're still here, wow, you're a rider. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment below if you have had a natural birth, a VBAC, a C-section, and how it went for you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.